All right, chat. It's time to put that emote to work. If you have headphones, prepare yourself. Take a deep breath. Spam it. Here we go. Whoa!
Another wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host.
Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing today? Oh, that was a loud wah.
Hey, hope you're doing fine. I love daily videos. Keep it up, heart.
There it is. How is everyone? Hello, hello, hello. There is so much to talk about today. There is so much to talk about today. Also, sweet baby Jesus Christ, y'all are bombarding. Oh my God, it is. Oh, what the hell is going on, dude? There's so many subs. What the fudge? Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. I gotta get caught up. I'm super behind. Who's using those weak ass green faces in chat? That wah emote is free. You can use that for free. I gave that to y'all, the good of my heart. All right, so Tactical Sign, thanks so much for the 14 months. Siegfried KKP, thanks for the 7 months. Sean Lee, thanks for the 22 months. Ikatauka, thanks for the 12 months. Oh, a year. Thank you so much, dude. Thanks for the year. I really appreciate that. Spartan Lee, thanks for the 16 months. Smashington 86, thanks for the 4 months. Into the 64, thanks for the 6 months. Brainbug, holy shit, dude. Thanks so much for the 10 gift bomb. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. Canuckle 87, thanks for the 7 months. Aurelius 11, thanks for the 6 months. Inquisitor Hammond, thanks for the 13 months. Spoonbleeder 98, thanks for the 5 months. Eckhart Italian, thanks for the gift sub. RC Star Destroyer, thank you for the tier 3 for 14 months. Simon Sek, thank you so much for the 8 months. And thanks as well to all the follows. Whew, okay, real quick. Now we gotta get through all the Ola Skink redeems to say hi to everybody. All right. Hello and welcome to the stream too. He also seeks Ikatalka, Server of the Great Horde Rat, Breakbug 101, Adarek 9663, Tactical Sign, Papa Chaos 4296, Fagov, CS00, Siegfried KKP, Brother Red, Sean Lee 2193, Grombrindal the Ancestor, Shirjin, the Engine 64, Danfield 23, Junkrats, Canuckle, Aurelius, Some Mage, Canuckle 87, thanks for running the ads, you son of a bitch. The Malefactor, welcome, John Locke Cole, Wrath of Wraith, Schema 33, Silent 263, Simon Sec 13, Bishop of Cheddar, Blighted Brethren, Simple Simpleton, and Gregory Chaucer. Thank you all for joining us and welcome to the stream. Good to see you all. I'm gonna throw on some jazz music in the background. Okay. Whoo. RC Star Destroyer, good to see you. Dino Man, thanks so much for the 9 months. Hey, so I had a fun idea for an achievement. If you take Nagaron, Nagarith, and Tsar Nagaron, you should get that nagging feeling. That's great. I love that. That's fantastic. Bishop of Cheddar, thank you so much for the 16 months, my dude. Wow, indeed.
Ahem, indeed.
Peasant! Peasant!
I am a peasant. It's true. RC Star Destroyer, can't wait to play Grimgore and get revenge for losing my eye. Exactly, dude. Dude, there are gonna be so many good campaigns, dude. So many good campaigns. Simon Sec, enjoying the Joy videos. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad y'all have been enjoying all the content lately. Hammond, witness true power, release nature furry. Where is he? I'm Bat Elf. I shall defend Tor Gotham. Summon the electric counts. Welcome to Astalia. Hammond, why are you just spamming like memes? Aurelius, again, thanks. Canuckle, yes, I'm having a great day. Thank you. Into the 64, thanks to the WAAAGH. Blood for the Blood God. Yep, always appreciate that. Ikataka, thanks for the nice words. And thanks to the WAAAGH, Siegfried. Okay. Simpy Simpleton. Oh, thank you for the nice words. I appreciate that. Big Aggie 72, good to see you. Okay. So, let's talk about a couple things that have been brought up really, really quick, and then we'll get into actually like getting into all the speculation and chatting about the changes we like and all this stuff. There's a couple things that have been released or talked about that I'm gonna have to make a separate video on. So if you're not on Creative Assembly's Discord, which I don't blame you if you're not, it's a very busy place. If you have, by the way, for anyone that hasn't seen the image, I'll just drop that in chat. See a couple people asking about it. So okay. Okay. So, first of all, there have been a couple of announcements for by the developers when it comes to Total War Warhammer Immortal Empires. For example, check this out.
Here we go! Prepare your butts!
Jesus Christ, that scared me. Thank you for... Who did that? Why don't I see it anywhere? Who did that? I don't see it on my... I'll find out who did that. I'll find out. Anyway, check this out. So, look at this. So we got this little thing today from Creative Assembly. Total War says, from Will, CA.
Subchild. Are you still planning on doing a coup campaign ideas video for Immortal Empires?
Yes, Mork and I absolutely will, once we have more of them. Will, yes, we've heard the feedback on Alith Anar. It's probably too late to change things for launch, but we've deliberately set up the new IE starts to make them easier to move around than they were before. So there's definitely scope for shuffling people around based on feedback. So yay! So he's gonna start in Car, but they've heard us. They've heard our communal complaints. We are going to get to have Alith Anar moved out of the slave city, which is great. That's excellent news. Some other stuff that has been released is I wanted to bring up, where is it? Okay, so I don't need that. Well, no, I'm gonna leave that open for later. What am I looking for? That's right. Then check this out, chat. Look at this baby. Woo, boy. Will, I think the geomantic web is probably even more unpopular among the devs than it is in the community. I think we've had 20 proposals now about how to revamp it. It's definitely something we'd love to do at the moment. It's competing with the truly vast amount of work that we had to do with get IE up and running. However, there are a few changes coming to some individual lords. For example, Tehenowin will now generate blessed spawnings from his pyramid and unlocks RORs normally.
They just released news on Twitter of a 1.3.1 hotfix for the friendly fire oversight.
Praise be. Praise be. And Nakai has also gotten some pretty substantial buffs to things like his income. So hopefully that'll tide lizard fans over until further work can be done. Let's go! Let's go! I'm gonna move my camera a little further over so I can gesture with my hands a bit more. Yeah, boy! Raise your dragon tail. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. You love the geomantic web as it is? Shira, stop lying. All right. So, we got mods here, right? Because I want to do a lot of polls while we're chatting. So mods, be on your A game. Because we got a lot to talk about today. Lizards are getting reworked after Norska. I doubt it will be that quick. But we'll see what happens. So, we have a lot of stuff to go through today. A lot of things to discuss and talk about. But let's go ahead and talk about the following things. Just so y'all don't have to look at just my fat face the entire time, I'll put something a little more juicy up for the moment. Okay, never mind. I'm going to go back over here. There we go. All right. So, yeah, no rigged polls. No rigged polls. Just one vote per person. So, this is the map we have so far. Personally, I think it's looking pretty fucking good. I'm blocking Nakai's start. It's okay. He'll get over it. Mwah. I am loving this so far. Like, literally, Alith is probably the only thing I was not a huge fan of, and the fact that that's already changing, we're looking good. We're looking good. Vayer 7 Giga Gogante is good to see you both. Dino Man, thank you for the bits. Yes, I saw the 1.3.1 hotfix. That's great. That's awesome.
Another wretched foul.
WMass77, thanks so much for the Prime sub.
Cursed Sotek spawn.
Hades, are you going to stream the skirmish games reveals on the 10th? Oh, there's a tabletop thing. Probably. All right, so let's talk about how this map's looking. I gotta say, things are looking so sexy. All the characters that have moved are just looking so much better. There are so many more interesting campaigns, and Black Crag is empty. Black Crag is empty. Ooh, dude, Gorfang's coming home, baby. Gorfang is coming home. I don't know if he's ever going to be playable. I think Gorfang Rockgut would make for a very, very good free LC Lord. But, dude, the Squatter King is coming back. Hail to the king, baby. Hail to the king. Book of Woe, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I am so much happier for Skarsnik and Grimgor. I have to say, of all the characters that have moved in Total War Warhammer 3, I honestly think Grimgor and Skarsnik are the most exciting. Outside, of course, of the factions that like didn't have their own start position, like Volkmar. But of characters that it's not like, not like practically a brand new thing. But Skarsnik and Grimgor, such a win. Such a win. I love it so much. All right, so for today's first poll, let's do this. Oh my god, how do I even want to ask this? Because there's like so much to discuss. What do I want to start talking about today? Okay, I got my first question for today. So chat, tell me this. Based on what we've seen so far, we obviously know that Cetra the Imperishable is going to be in the Land of the Dead, up in Kimry. Khalida will almost certainly still be in Liberus. Archon the Black, I suspect, will still be in the Land of Assassins. So with those three characters added, do you think the Southlands Thunderdome is looking amazing? Like, oh man, I can't wait to throw down here? Or are you concerned? Do you think the Southlands is overcrowded? Or do you think that the Thunderdome is going to be just the best fight ever? Let's do that for our first poll. It looks hard for Tomb Kings. Oh yeah, it's going to be so fun though, dude. It's going to be so fun. I genuinely cannot wait. Go vote in the poll. Araby should be bigger. I will say I am really happy to see the Great Desert of Araby is a super province, because right now it looks like it's just a single region province that's just kind of taking up a lot of space for itself, but that could easily be carved into like 3 to 4 regions later if they ever wanted to add an Araby faction. But like Southlands is looking super fun. That Thunderdome is just gonna be a beatdown. It's gonna be just everyone like, it's just gonna be like sumo slams and all this other crazy shit happening. Oh yeah, you're probably still gonna have Thoric Ironbrow down here, Cetra here, Archon over here, Khalida over here. Like, it is gonna be busy. And Mannfred might be down there too. there's a very high chance that Mannfred is in the Southlands. Another campaign, Cathay campaign win. I'm probably done with Total War Warhammer until I can get my hands on Immortal Empires. That's really just all I spend my time thinking about, to be honest. I'm probably gonna do other stuff until then, like Vermintide or Witcher 3 or all that.
Inquisitor Hammond cheered. X100. When's the next Age of Mythology or Total War Troy Mythos stream? Never.
Fall in the ditch, Hammond. Thanks for the bits, though. Can't wait to have your first IE Emperor or your first Immortal Empires campaign be Emperor Karl Franz. Nice. Tekla should have stayed in Lustria. I think we still kind of need to wait to see what else is going on in Lustria. How long till I get my greedy hands on Immortal Empires? Too long. I think Khalida will start in Lustria. I don't think so. I think it'd be weird to take Khalida away from her actual home. Have I seen that CA Will just answered a post calling the demon factions monogods? Neat. Neat. Lally 57, Fingolian, and Obicus. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you guys. Tybelane, thank you. Yeah, I'm having an alright day. As a boring Empire Wood Elves player, I'm just scared that any of my wimpy legendary lords in these Thunderdome are gonna die by turn 10. Well, I don't think there are any Wood Elves in the Southlands, nor do I think there will ever be any Wood Elves in the Southlands, at least not for a while. And like maybe a Lithanar at some point. But Volkmar, I think Volkmar is gonna be a beast, dude. Okay, so most people in chat seem to be very excited for the Thunderdome. Though that's not, 78%. So I mean, there's a number of concerned people. A lot of people aren't liking a Lithanar being moved to Karkaran. Yeah, they've already made CA has already said they're gonna move a Lithanar after they're gonna move a Lithanar somewhere else after the release. They said they're not gonna be able to deal with it in time for release, but they'll deal with it later. Yeah, Orion's camp is down here in the heart of the jungle. The heart of the jungle is Orion's. It's not Orion's, it's Orion's camp. Will just confirmed Rakarth is getting new beast units. He's getting saber tusks and bears, and Drycha will also get bears. Ooh, that's really cool. Oh, dude, Drycha with bears? Oh, that's gonna be brutal, because like really the only like beast Drycha didn't have was like a good armor piercing beast. So like bears for Drycha? All right, I'm down.
We da-wa-ah-ah-ah.
Thanks, Gree. Who's tomorrow, chat? Who's tomorrow? Ogres? Ogres are tomorrow. Where do y'all think, so chat, here's a question. Do y'all think that Skarsnik might have got, or Skarsnik do you think Skarsnik might have gone out of the way for Skrag? Right? Because Skrag the Slaughterer starts in the Southern Grey Mountains in the Realm of Chaos campaign. So if you have Skrag the Slaughterer in the Southern Grey Mountains, you have an ogre running around kicking shit up, because his like unique place should be there. So that could be cool. Especially, okay, look at this chat, look at this. If you look closely, so right, you can see all the regions drawn on the map, right? The Southern Grey Mountains has a new region in it. See? Look, there's one. So here's Karak Azgaraz. 2, here's Karak Norn. 3, here's I forget what that settlement's called. And then there's another one here. There's a new region right here. That could be Skrag's
Dynaman 95
Valley,
cheered.
Crystal Valley,
X100.
or whatever it is.
If we did get Araby, I think these three characters are likely 1. Golden Magus, starts anywhere as seafaring. 2. Ibn Jafar, descendant of the original Jafar.
Dr. Shi and Jake Wu, good to see you guys. Welcome to the stream.
3.
Posture check, thank you. Dino Man. I think if we ever got Araby, we would get the Golden Magus, who would be seafaring. Ibn Jafar, descendant of the original Jafar, start in the Great Desert of Araby. Fatendira, start somewhere around the Silver Road, Deadrock Gap, as her many realms are on the Howling River. Okay, so I'm going to be honest, guys. Thank you for the bits, by the way, Dino Man, and I appreciate the thought. I'm going to be honest. I think if we ever see a... if we ever see Araby, I do not think they're going to be a multi-lord faction. I honestly think they're going to have like one guy, and that's it. I am honestly, after seeing what they've done with the Demons of Chaos, I'm not expecting as many lords per races. As we've seen in the past, like I think the Chaos Dwarfs are going to get quite a few, but I think the Chaos Dwarfs are kind of going to be the last big drop as far as like 4 characters, unless they decide to give us Endin Koresh, which I think they will. But it's gonna be tricky. And that I should rephrase. That's if Araby is a standalone race. If Araby ends up being like its complete own little kind of pseudo mini roster, then I could see it being a single legendary lord with a decent roster. If it's part of the Southern Realms or the Dogs of War, if the Dogs of War come out as a faction and it's Araby, Istalia, Talea, and like the Border Princes or colonies, whatever, combined into one race, then you could have one lord per culture that they all kind of like work together. Drycha Diego, good to see you. Chunky Nurgling, you as well. Hey, Lord Master Sotek, isn't Elithar's current star position the city that gets confederated by either Rakarth or Lokir? Yes, which is my main problem with it, Morkin053. Currently, Elithar starts in Karankar, which is your reward. Your reward if you're playing Rakarth or Lokir Felheart, you get a race against one another on like turn 2, and whoever wins the race gets to confederate Karankar. But now you can't do that because Elithar's there. So another interesting thing mentioned the Q&A about Morathi getting some Slaanesh stuff, which I'm going to quote here. Of course not. Morathi is merely a good worshiper of authority, and all suggestion of Slaaneshi influence is dangerous high elf slander, but watch this space, more news on this later. Interesting. Very interesting. For a good girl of authority, she sure likes to spread chaos corruption. The positioning of Grimgor making Black Crag available and not being in the plains of the Darklands opens up 2 spots, Gorfang and Morglum. This is my hopium, Lore Master of Sotek. Both of those feel like a stretch. Morglum to me feels much more of a stretch. Morglum Neck Snapper compared to Gorfang. I think there's a okay chance we'll get Gorfang Rockgut. But if they're going to do another Greenskin Lord, which I'm sure they will, I think Gorbad Ironclaws are most likely Orc Legendary Lord. Gorbad feels like a really, really good niche, being kind of like the Pig Lord, because he rides on his big old piggy, whose name Spleen Rippa, I think. How many lords for our lovely chasm dwellers? 1 million. 1 million. Papa Chaos. I need to put a timer on that, y'all. I keep. Why are you abusing the ad button? Stop summoning ads. I really hope Mannfred gets moved south so Vlad Isabella can have all of Sylvania to themselves. I suspect they're going to do that. You love the Muna Men video. I would love to have a playable Famir faction. Dude, tell me about it. Didn't they used to have an army book back in the day? If they did have an army book, that was back in like 3rd edition at the latest. maybe second. We could summon ads. Yes, there is a redeem for points where you can plague the rest of chat with ads. That is an ability you have. He might be in the Marshes of Madness. Yeah, I could definitely see Mannfred maybe taking over Morkheim, though I really would want a Strigoi character there instead.
Joins the red host.
Lekodak, thanks you so much for the Prime sub. Yeah, see, Solomonski just stop abusing it. Yeah, if you're a sub, then you can never see an ad. No more ads if you're a sub. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, everyone. Why don't I have hold on. I need to make a, hold on. Hold up. I need to put a timer on that. That's just abusive. I wasn't expecting y'all to abuse it. Hold on. Let's see. I know. Hold on, I'm fixing it. Hold on. Oh god. Well, I'm just gonna put a cooldown on it. Let's see, channel points. Ad time. Cooldown.
Another wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
At Lawmaster of Sotek, I think Dogs of War should just be a mercenary mechanic, like every other Total War, and Southern Realms should just be its own faction with Tylia, Astalia et.
Street Zone faction. For me, I don't see the difference between the two. Wait, how do I? Oh, no, I don't. Okay, whatever. Can I just leave these blank? Okay. All right. There. Now the ads can no longer be spammed. There we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I don't see why you cannot have a like you could have the Dogs of War as a race, but there's also a Dogs of War mechanic, which is just mercenaries. Spoil sport? Well, I'm trying to make people in chat not suffer agonizing times. I'm worried about Khalida, no space at all if she's moved. I don't think Khalida's gonna be moved because I honestly think she'll have plenty of space. Because the thing is about this map, guys, is I don't think we all realize just how big this is. And if Khalida starts, I think it's here, or maybe here is Liberus, she would still have an entire province to herself. Sonar, thanks so much for gifting 5 subs. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's very generous. If you just got a sub, please make sure to thank Soltor because he's made you immune to seeing ads. Plus, we've got like cool emotes and stuff y'all can use. But like, yeah, Khalida would have plenty of space here to herself. Thoughts on Chupyotl being removed? I don't think Chupyotl, the settlement, is gone. I think they just made it not an island. I'm not sure why, but whatever. I don't have much of a thought on it, to be honest. I think it's just kind of one of those like, things. Maybe it just makes it like a little easier to maneuver to, because you don't have to like go off to an island to get it. As a vampire count enjoyer, I think I'm the most excited for Vlad and Isabella being together. Oh, dude, can we talk about how fucking awesome that is? Can we talk about how cool it is that you could pick Vlad or Isabella and the other one is a legendary hero that joins your army? Like, that is so badass. That has to be one of the coolest updates we've gotten for this, because they're gonna be so fun to play. Like, you're gonna be able to, no more of that stupid reinforcement bullshit. They just immediately are together fighting side by side kicking the shit out of everyone and enjoying their marriage by bathing in the blood of their enemies. Like, talk about goals, man. Talk about goals. I was just hoping we would get Vlad as a legendary lord and Isabella as a legendary hero, and that would be it. And I was like, that seems feasible, but I understood a lot of people liked Isabella. The fact that it's now you get to choose, fucking kudos, man. Like, that's such a fucking, like, tip of the hat to the devs, dude, on that. That is such a that is such a awesome situation to just let the players have what they want. That's fantastic.
The red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Whippin' Jammin', thanks so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for using the Prime here. I really appreciate that so much. How do you think they'll handle the unique skills and defeat traits with Vlad and Isabella now? Will they combine them? I don't think they'll combine them. I think more than likely the AI is going to default to Vlad being in charge, but it might be randomized. But I think Vlad will be in charge. And I just think whoever the hero is, you just won't get their trait anymore. Honestly, I've always felt Isabella's trait was too strong. Because like her trait was so powerful that people would go out of their way to like farm her with their characters to give them all regeneration. That's always seemed like a bit much. I've always felt that like a trait should not be so powerful that you just want to like endlessly farm the character. Like that probably could go the way of the dodo, to be honest. And I like that would be kind of rough for like people that really like cheesing. But at the same time, who knows? Maybe they could combine their traits or like give them both the same trait. That could be a good way to do it, is create a new trait for Vlad and Isabella that kind of combines their function. So maybe it gives you some form of regen. And I wish they gave you the hunger instead of regen, so you'd at least have to be in close combat to take advantage of it. I feel like the fact that she gives you regen has always been kind of ridiculous. Anyway, who knows? But maybe they'll just create a new trait and then you'll get it regardless of who is in charge. Grease's Goldtooth OnlyFans and Mops, good to see you guys. Now, what I want to know is if you do a co-op campaign, can both people pick Vlad and Isabella, or do you pick one and the other one locks? That I'm curious to see how that would work. Isabella likes to be NTR'd. That is not correct. that is extremely false. Do I think Kholek will start in the Chimera Plateau and have a landmark repping his dad? It's certainly possible. They said he was going to start north of the Mountains of Morn, so I think he's either going to be over here at the Path to the East, or he's going to be up here in the Chimera Plateau. He's going to be one of the two. What do I think will happen to Durthu? I don't think any of the Wood Elves are going to move, guys. I think the Wood Elves are all going to stay in the exact same place. Because they're great. Like, they function very, very nicely. I don't think they need to move. Because like Athel Lauren is big enough that it's great to have two characters there, and they kind of like go separate ways and do their own thing. The Witchwood is still in Nagaroth, so there's no reason to move the sisters. And then Drycha has an excellent villain role in the Griffinwood. What about Khatep? You could kind of do whatever with Khatep. Like, on one hand, it's an interesting start position, so he doesn't need to leave. On the other hand, he is kind of far away from everybody else. But Tomb Kings don't confederate, at least not right now. So, like, there's not really a huge advantage to moving him. Like, I'd probably just keep him in Nagaroth. So, now that Tretch is gone out of Nagaroth, like, there's not really a lot going on over there. I mean, we're gonna have Grombrindal joining the race. So Grombrindal, Khatep, the Sisters of Twilight, Morathi, Helebron, Malekith. I mean, that's not that many characters for that landmass. Yeah, Tarex. Would I move Archon the Black? Yes, I would move Archon the Black to his tower in the Cracked Land. I would move Archon the Black to the Tower of Archon so that he has a much more secure starting location and he gets like his unique building and is a huge big thing. Sigvald? Yeah, Sigvald's up here somewhere. They said Sigvald's in the northwestern waste though, which could be any of these. Sigvald is not in Nagaroth. He's in the Chaos Wastes. He is not in Nagaroth. Which lord do I... Of all the races / legendary lords who have not been moved, who do I want to move the most? Josh VS, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Baron Bob Blitzkrieg, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Thank you all so much for the support. I really appreciate it, guys. Honestly, I'm really happy with all of this. I am super happy with all of this.
95 cheered. X100. A minor oddity I noticed the other day, the Bone Road and the Ancient Giant Land seem to be the wrong way around. S on the maps
You are
of
correct.
the Mountains of Morn, the Bone Road is north of the Ancient Giant Lands.
Yep.
Plus, shouldn't the Ancient Giant Land...
Yes, that is correct. They are flipped. It has been brought to Creative Assembly's attention. I don't know if they're going to have time to fix it. They might fix it later in the future, but they are aware of it.
Eshard here _ Thalion cheered. X100. I would love to see them put Goro's Warhoof and maybe a Wood Elf Lord over in Cathay. I'd like some variety.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I will say Nakai is very close to the jungles of Xi'an. So it might be a little squished to put a Wood Elf there, but hey, I'm down for it. We still need Erloth. Do I think Chaos Gods will start in Province or their starting place is portal to different part of unconnected map? There is no Realm of Chaos on this map. I've had that confirmed. At least right now, there is no Realm of Chaos in Immortal Empires. That is currently exclusive to the Realm of Chaos campaign. Do I think that is stupid? Yes. I would very, very much like to see the Realm of Chaos added in some capacity.
Inquisitor Hammond cheered. X100. Who was Isabella's favorite US president? Ronald Reagan.
Oh my god, Hammond, I hate you so much. Can we time out Hammond or something? Can someone just trip him into the snake pit when they have a minute? Josh VS's
cheered.
first ever comment
regarding
is bits.
Anar. What if the race between Lokir and Rakarth unlocks a quest battle to beat Anar and retake it, instead of just confederating it? Also, what do you think they'll do with all that space in the northeast?
Hold on.
Edge cheered. X100. The problem with Khatep is that he is stuck in a yellow, red climate area. Makes his campaign hellisage.
Oh, well, they just need to fix that. EdgeCack, I mean, they have the ability to adjust characters' climates. So they just need to change Khatep's climates so that he fits much more comfortably. Because, yeah, that's not a hard fix. That's actually relatively easy to fix. They just need to do it. Josh, I will say, well, thank you both so much for the bits. Also, thank you, Hammond, for your stupid joke. Could they make a quest battle for Rakarth and Lokir to take Karankar from Alith? Probably not, because a quest battle, utilizing a quest battle or a trigger battle, so to speak, to try and take a capital settlement away from a playable faction won't work, because in the event that there is a human player playing a Lithanar, the game wouldn't be able to really handle that. And if you're in a co-op or versus situation, the game also wouldn't be able to handle that. What I suspect is what they would need to do is just either move a Lithanar a little further away, or allow you, because if I recall correctly, you confederate the faction of Karenkar, not the city, by their quest battle. I imagine that a Lithanar's starting enemy is going to be the Karenkar faction. So it's possible you might be able to confederate them before a Lithanar kills them, but it's going to be tricky. I think it would be much easier just to move a Lithanar one province over to give Lokir Felheart and Rakarth enough time to actually complete their quest and take the city before a Lithanar has the chance to destroy it. You could easily move him just to the Granite Hills, or you could move him down to Arnheim. I think Arnheim, being a actual High Elf city, would be a really cool start place for him. It's also a place that kind of like launches attacks. Do I exchange ideas about the Realms of Chaos with CA? I talk to them on a fairly regular basis, but not.
How does the similar
it depends on the
quest
subject.
battle happen if one player plays Grom and one plays Eltharion, because that has a quest battle to defend or take Eltharion's capital?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I'd have to go test it out. Hey Chloe, what are you doing? Hey, come here. Come say hi. Come here. Hey. So tired. Hold on. I wanna introduce y'all to someone. Many of y'all are probably new around here. If you've ever played Total War Warhammer 2 with an Oxiodal campaign, you may not be aware of this, but there's actually a character based on me, which was a really sweet thing for Creative Assembly to do. Edgecack, thanks so much for the Prime sub. If you actually play an Oxiodal campaign, his starting Skink Oracle is based on me, and the Skink Oracle's mount is Chloe, which is my dog. So I get to ride my Troglodyte dog into battle, the Chloeodon, but she's hanging out here, so I thought I'd let y'all say hi. She's Chloe. Hey, what are you doing? You're hiding behind the Goal XLR. What are you doing, big girl? Huh? What are you doing, sweet girl? You just hanging out? You tired? Yeah, we went for a walk this morning. We also went for a walk last night. So, and she's an old girl. Chloe's a little over 11 years old. So she's a sweet old gal. She's in her golden years. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. She's like, I want scratches, but I'm not willing to go that far. Give me a reach. Go back to sleep. You're okay. All right. Sorry about that. She woke up from a nap and came in here, so I had to reward her for it. All right. Anyway, I gotta get caught up on things. Edgecack, thanks so much again for the Prime sub. Dynaman. Real quick to answer the last part of your question, Josh. This area, the Northeast, I think they're gonna expand this way. I think the map is gonna be pushed northeast to expand the Eastern Steppes and this is too far this way. The Chaos Waste, and it's going to allow us to get like the Hobgoblin Khanate. I think because they're going to make the Eastern Steppes notably larger, and they're going to push the Chaos Waste up here. So this part of the Chaos Waste is going to open up. I also think they're going to open up Warhammer Korea, and when the time is right, I genuinely and deeply believe that the overall map will be pushed further westwards, and we will get Nippon. Perhaps even the Lost Isles of Elithis. I am a true believer. I am a true believer. Because this, all of this right here would have been impossible. Impossible. Even when Warhammer 2 came out. If you had asked everyone about all this shit, if you would have asked about Endin Koresh being on the map, people would have said, oh, you're fucking crazy. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a madman. You don't know shit. Like you're just grasping at straws. Nah, man, it's happening. It is happening. Am I drunk? No. This is just what I'm like. New to hire, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I said west. I meant east. East. I said west, but I meant east. Go east. I mean, hey, you know, the world's a globe when you go far enough. Let's see. Dino Man. Okay, yeah, I already answered that. But yeah, like, I just move Alith, dude. Just move him. It's easy.
X100. So we can finally get some
I'm drunk on hype.
and Kenku ninjas along with who knows what else.
Dude, Nippon would be insane. I mean, I've heard rumors that GW is like working on something relating to Nippon. I heard some stuff when I was traveling and I was in a certain place. I was in Tibet. Yeah, totally. That's where you get all the best GW rumors, is Tibet. What do I think about Grombrindal the Ancestor asks, what do you think about me avenging the War of Vengeance? Any unique structures or White Dwarf mechanic that will be coming with it? I am so fucking excited for Grombrindal. Oh, we haven't even talked about that. Dude, Grombrindal's going for vengeance. Who in chat, like, if you're a sub, we got that Thorgrim emote, the Lord Grudge emote. Who in chat is ready to avenge some fucking grudges? To do what the end times didn't have the balls to do and let Snorri Whitebeard track down his old best friend and kick the shit out of him. Because I'm fucking ready. I am so ready. Yeah, I see you. I think it'd be cool if they paired Yin-yin with a Jade Vampirate Lord. That would be very cool. I would love that DLC. Alith and Grombrindal co-op sounds fun. Yes, that is on my co-op list. So here are my current big co-op lists. I'm not a sub, but I'm excited. You don't have to be a sub. you don't have to be. Okay, you're not okay, chat. Listen, you're not allowed to be excited for Immortal Empires unless you're a sub, apparently. You're not allowed. You can't. We're gonna need you to rein it in, okay? I don't get, like, if you're a sub, great, I appreciate it. You don't need to be a sub to fucking be here. So here, okay, so when it comes to co-op campaigns, here are the ones that I'm the most excited for, right? Here are the ones that I am the most looking forward to. Not in any particular order, but number one, the Vengeance campaign. Pure vengeance. Alith, Grombrindal, the two individuals who hate the Dark Elves more than anyone else on Earth. That is going to be a fantastic campaign. Oh, it's going to be so good. The reconquering of Ulthuan with Alariel and Tyrion, the lovers campaign. Going to be great. It's going to be great. Especially since you actually have to fight off Nakari just like they did during the Great War. Rotating Potato, thank you for being here. Good to see you.
Another
Hold on.
wretched lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Oh, okay. I'm getting spammed. Yo, who was that? Gree, send me a link on Twitter. Twitter. Discord.
Except Tyrion doesn't have Teclis there to save him from Ankari's unwanted advances.
Well, yeah, that's why he's got his woman there. Vedrine, thank you so much for the Prime sub. So sorry if I mispronounced that. Where are they going to put the Monkey King and the Fire Dragon in the future? Here, let's hold up. We may have some major news coming in. Hold on a second, chat.
Peasant!
Oh my God! Look at it, chat.
M0J0.
Will it be possible to mark chaos units like Mark of Khorne, Mark of Tzeentch, Mark of Nurgle? And if so, will they change visually? Yes and yes. But we're not ready to talk about the full details yet. We got visually marked chaos units. Veteran. Got it. Thank you so much for telling me that. It's coming, chat. Warriors of Chaos. It's coming. See, listen, okay? Listen. This literally confirms that I'm right, okay? This confirms that the 4 Champion of Chaos characters are going to be warriors. They're going to be Warriors of Chaos characters because they're going to have units that look different. Like, if marking a unit actually changes the way they look and operate, that's practically going to cause the Warrior of Chaos roster to get 4 times bigger at minimum. So if you're going to be taking undivided troops and marking them to be mono god, that means you need Warrior of Chaos characters. I'm telling you. Don't doubt the master. I know what I'm about. Thanks for the wall. Mojo in the dojo, thanks for the 100 bits. Who do I think will be the hardest campaign? Who will be the hardest campaign? Honestly, if Khatep doesn't move, probably Khatep. Gonna be honest. Maybe Queek. Well, I don't know. I feel like Queek's gonna have a lot of mountains to protect him from Skarbrand. One of the Tomb Kings. Yeah, I would say it's probably gonna be a Tomb King's character. I don't think Skarsnik will be hard at all now. I think Skarsnik is gonna be much, much easier since he has like a big base with lots of gold. Throt won't be easy. I don't think Throt will be too bad. Gothic Spike, Skittle Twister, Isian, and Harzulian Boy. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming to the stream. I could see Kostaltins being kind of hard. Grom's might, I don't know. Grom's mechanics are really strong. Kairos Fateweaver looks like he might have a very, very difficult campaign. I could see Kairos Fateweaver having an extremely hard campaign just because there are so many goddamn order people all around him and there's like no other baddies. Like the closest evil character to Kairos is like fucking Skroak and Skarbrand. Both of whom are probably not going to be super friendly. Am I saying they will add 4 lords to the various demonic races, or do I think there will be 8 lords within the Warriors of Chaos? I believe there will be 8 Warrior of Chaos lords. But it doesn't really matter though. Like what's the difference? The only difference between having a warrior chaos lord and a demon lord is that you will have a different tech tree, and you will have the warrior character will not have unholy manifestations. Confederations? I don't know if they're going to let the warriors confederate. Think most of the new races we've gotten, like Confederation's always a little That would literally be the only difference though. Cuz like they've already confirmed that you can get demon units with warriors. Cuz Sigvald can get Slaanesh demons. They're not leaving the demon races with one lord each. Who wants to bet?
Another wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host.
I'm feeling pretty confident where I'm sitting, chat. I am feeling super confident where I'm sitting right now. Killer Tut, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Like, I don't know, fam. I'm feeling pretty good over here. Like, we've still got all of the we've still got at least one more wave of demon characters. Like, you've still got Epidemius, the Mask, Skull Taker, and the Blue Scribes at minimum. Have I checked all the stuff confirmed on the Discord? No, I'll wait till it shows up on Reddit. I'm sure it'll pop up on Reddit. I'm gonna go back here so we can see chat. Oh, I just realized my music stopped. Let's see. Nice, relaxing music. The Mortal Legendary Lords are coming to the Demon factions, though? Nah, it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm telling you, it's not happening. You're getting warriors. You're going to get 8 warriors. I'm telling you. It's happening. You don't have to like it, but it's happening. Will we see the Glotkin? Probably not. Probably not. You'll probably see Tarmakon. I do not think music doesn't turn me on like the jazz. All right, damn, fine, jeez. I'll just put the jazz back on. Oh, no, I don't like this song. There we go. If I could voice a character, who would I pick? That's left and available? If I could voice a character, who would I pick? I mean, I'm not that great of a voice actor, so I probably just wouldn't. But like, if I got like vocal training and they were like, hey, we'll do the effects and we'll do all the stuff we need to do, I would do Zacharias the Everliving. I would want to do Zacharias the Everliving for voicing. Albrick is available. Oh man. What are my thoughts on the new Zinch Curseling model? Snoop Nash. I think the new Curseling model is absolutely gorgeous. I think that it's a really good model to take the Curseling away from being Village. I don't think it works as well to... I think the old model is better as Village, but I think the new model is better as just like a generic character, if that makes sense.
Inquisitor Hammond
Killer
Shield,
Tut, thanks for the Prime, by the way.
100. As a Mexican, I'm excited the most for Astalia. I can finally go to Lustria to vacation and bring the Inquisition to the entire world. Who would be the best co-op partner for Astalia Sotek?
I mean, if Astalia was in the game, presumably you'd have like Talea and those other guys around as well. But if Astalia was ever playable, I mean, your best friend would be Talea. Astalia and Talea have a very interwoven culture because both of them used to be one nation because they were both conquered by Myrmidia when she was mortal. But if it had to be like a different race, I would probably have Astalia team up with the Hunts Marshal and Albric. Oh, okay. I have a new poll. So I want chat's opinion on this. So mods, we need a poll for this. How many options do we get on a poll? 5, right? 5. Chat, who do you think is going to be the best buddy cop campaign? All right. So I think we get 5 options. So the 5 I want you to vote between. You get 1 vote each. The 5 you get to vote between is the Vengeance campaign. So that's Alith, Anar, and Grombrindal. So Vengeance campaign. The Colonial campaign. The Colonial campaign, which is Marcus Wolfhard and Alberic de Bordelot. The Crusade campaign. The Crusade campaign being Volkmar the Grim and Rapunz de Leonis. The Doom Guy campaign. Doom Guy campaign being Boris Ursus and Oxiotl. And are there any good villain campaigns yet? I don't see one that's really jumping out at me just yet. Let's do those 4. For what we have so far, those are the 4 that stick out at me the most. Vote now. The poll's up. Go vote. Show me what you've got, chat. Ogre merch campaign. Why you no have Vengeance campaign with Nakai? What do you mean Vengeance campaign with Nakai? Rob Bob, good to see you. Tarx and Scarbrand. Well, Tarx isn't on the map yet. I only want to use the people that are on the map. Oh, yeah, so when it comes to the Monkey King and Li Dao, who's the fire dragon, oops.
Mojo underscore and the underscore dojo cheered. X300. Didn't they release new Slaanger and Zingas models? So there is a high chance they add those in the DLC. Wouldn't it make sense that they will make the DLC demon factions because that's where they make the most sense?
So, things have been a little weird when it comes to
Wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host.
And Duo 606, thanks so much for using your Prime sub here. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the red host. I hope you enjoy all the emotes and welcome to the community. Thank you so much. Also, chat, make sure y'all are voting. Vote.
Another wretched foul
Reedy Rainbow
joins the red host.
Thank you for the year of support. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, it's sub time. Excited to get back into WH3. Not touched it since the week it launched.
Damn. All right. Thank you for the sub. Mojo in the dojo. Damn it. Don Moon Goose, thanks so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So Mojo, things have been a little weird actually when it comes to kind of the new models. We haven't gotten to see any of the like actual new units that have been created since fantasy quote unquote died, brought into Total War yet. It could happen. Like Slongors and Zongors, you know, obviously they are fantasy units first and foremost, but they didn't get actual tabletop models until AOS. I don't know how Games Workshop is going to handle that. Like, I don't know if Games Workshop is sitting there going, okay, well, these units technically existed there, so yeah, we'll let you use them. Or if they're going to say, no, you can't use them. You have to, because these are AOS things and we want them to stay in AOS. That's really up to Games Workshop. They have all the control in that particular situation. I don't know if we could expect those anytime soon. To be honest though, I would not expect those in a Mono God update. I would expect them, honest to goodness, in a Beastman update. But it's hard to say. Like, it sounds like a lot of the marked warrior stuff we're getting is because the warriors are finally getting their update. Not the mono gods are getting more updates. You know what I mean? But we'll have to wait and see. So the Grombrindal Alith Vengeance campaign won with 32% of the vote, but it was followed immediately by the Volkmar Response Crusade, which a little further down was Boris Oxiodal Doom Guy, and then Wolfheart Albrecht was at the bottom. Interesting. I was expecting that one to do a little better. But anyway, yeah, I'm not expecting any more mono beastmen right now. I really want them, but I don't know what Games Workshop's position is on the situation. Also, thanks for all the follows today, guys. I apologize I'm not like calling out individual names, but there's a ton of y'all. I really appreciate it. Will CA resize the Chaos Ponies? Already been confirmed. Ubia. I don't know if y'all have heard this, but in case you haven't heard, Creative Assembly has already confirmed that Dorgar and which is Archaon's mount, and all the Chaos Steeds have been resized. They are now big boys. I believe the Norskin horses are also larger as well. But they've already 100% confirmed that all of the Chaos Steeds got new models. No more Chaos Ponies, chat. No more Chaos Ponies. Do I plan on getting the new Nighthaunt Battle Tome? Or getting on with it? I haven't gotten to play any games with it yet, but I do have it. I just haven't had time to play lately. I don't have many thoughts on it. Yeah, and Archaon has been confirmed to have brand new animations. So Archaon got like a complete rework, apparently. Like the model. So Archaon is like big glow up. Not only did Dorgar get like cleaned up slash redesigned, but also the same can be said for Archaon himself. I've also read that they fixed his clipping issue, so he no longer clips through other goofy stuff. Oh, I never noticed that. There's a Nurgle Giant in that image. Ah, that's really funny. Did y'all ever notice this? I never noticed this until it was just pointed out to me on Discord. Here we go. Y'all ever notice this? There's a Nurgle Giant right here. they were literally showing this off already in the Immortal Empires reveal trailer. That is very obviously a Nurgle Giant. Like, he's got like green skin. Huh. Mark Giants? Yeah, Giants could take Chaos Marks in tabletop.
Necro12353 cheered. X300. Does Archaon have any new mechanics?
Necro12353. I read in the Discord thread that apparently Archaon... So apparently there's like a new vassal system for Chaos, and Archaon gets some kind of buff for every faction he vassalizes. I don't know anything more than that. And I know that he has unique, he has a Dorgar got a new model, and Archaon got new animations, and they also fixed it so he doesn't clip through his crap anymore. So he's like much nicer looking. Do you think we'll get Chaos Dragon as a unit? No. No, I do not. Give us Sky Titans? Sit down. Someone tell that man he's had too many drinks. Whoever said that, sit down. You cut him off. He's not allowed to have any more drinks. If anyone should have Sky Titans, it's Ogre Kingdoms. Ogre Kingdoms need to get Bone Grinder Giants, which is the closest we'll ever get to a Sky Titan. Bone Grinder Giants are huge. Sorry, this has already been asked. Can we assume you're going to have early access to the update for us to watch? Reedy Rainbow, if they give us early access, I will more than likely be in that team. Hopefully. Assuming I have not irritated the shit out of them with all of the emails and messages I've been sending them lately. Assuming I'm not on their shit list now, then I would hope that I will be in that.
Peasant! Peasant!
You're a peasant. Shut up. All right. So, I'm going to try very carefully now to finish my comments about Li Dao and the Monkey King.
Trinkets.
If the Monkey King and Li Dao are added to Total War Warhammer 3, which I absolutely believe they will be, here's what I think will happen. I think Li Dao is going to take over in either the Great Canal or the he's going to take over somewhere in this area. So either like the Great Canal, Mount Li, or the Nongshang Basin. I think this is where Li Dao the Fire Dragon would be, so that he's kind of close to both of these southern borders. And then the Monkey King, I feel very certain would be in the Broken Lands of Tian Li, unless they add in the Mountains of Heaven. So the Mountains of Heaven are right here. And the Mountains of Heaven are one of, if not the largest mountain range in the world, because they're based on the Himalayas. And they are what separates End from Grand Cathay. And we know that the Monkey King controls the Mountains of Heaven. That is his base of operations. The Monkey Warriors, that's their fortress. That's where the big bad, that's where their real kick-ass stuff is. So, with that in mind,
I don't know what will be my
if they
first
added that,
campaign in
then
EA.
that's where the Monkey King would go.
Decided?
If the mountains are not there, then I think he would start in the Broken Lands of Tian Li. Why do those areas not have provinces drawn? Because they are currently unplayable. So in the Kingdoms of End and the Hinterlands of Koresh are currently like, you can't go there. Like, they're going to be like Fog of War out like Athel Loren was in Warhammer 1 or the Darklands were in Warhammer 2, where like you'll be able to like move your map over them, but it's just going to be like black Fog of War. You can't go in there yet. Because they're probably saving it for a later time. I don't know what my first campaign in IE will be yet. Have I decided? For me, it's probably going to be Tehiniwan, but I'm kind of thinking I might buy like 2d10, or actually I have 2d10 for my Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay thing, but I might just take 2d10 and be like, pick a number. You know, like you're going to be able to roll a d100 and land on a number that corresponds with the campaign, more than likely. CA confirmed on Twitter that Grom always starts in Massive Oracle. That's excellent news. That is excellent news. Ratwood, thanks so much for coming to the stream. Good to see you. Where do you think if they add Nippon? If they add Nippon, they're going to have to push the map further east and add it into the Jade Sea. Otherwise, it's not going to fit. This makes Eltharion in the Badlands quite silly. Why? Eltharion? Well, Eltharion, in the original story, Eltharion invaded the Badlands. That's why he's there. He never... Whether or not he caught up with Grom is a matter of contention, but when Grom was defeated, Eltharion invaded the Badlands because he wanted to basically try and like strike at the source to make it where the Greenskins could never attack him ever again, or never attack Ulthuan ever again. And he had fought like a big campaign across the Badlands. That's why he has a start position there. Do I think there's any hope for the classical Warrior of Chaos characters such as Ikram von Horseman, Echold Hellbrass, Arbal the Undefeated, Valnir, the Reaper, and Dakala the Denied? I think there is an extremely high chance that you will get one of the oldies per god. So I would say like Egrim von Horseman, Arbal the Undefeated, Dakala the Denied, and Valnir the Reaper. Yeah, those are all probably reasonable picks. Nurgle's tough because Nurgle has a lot of characters, man. A lot of new characters. Because it's like Valnir the Reaper is cool, but he's also like technically dead right now. But like that's stopped them. He could easily come back to life, and there's a whole prophecy about him coming back to life, so that's not really much of a deal breaker for him. But like Valnir's got to compete with like Tarmakon, the Glotkin, the Magath Lords, of which there are 3. The Kraken Lord. Like there's a lot of Nurgle characters. Echoed Hellbrass, I'm not expecting to see it all. Yeah, Gutrot Spume, thank you. Who do I think of the Vampire Council will be moved from Sylvania? So Gorst, we know for a fact, has already moved. And Mannfred is apparently joining the race for the Books of Nagash, so he's probably in the Southlands. So that means that and we know for a fact that Vlad and Isabella are still in Sylvania. That's already been confirmed. Red Dragon Spawn, thanks so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, Echo Hellbass, he's a possibility. I just see Egrim von Horseman being significantly more likely. Why isn't Echoed Hellbrass a champion of Nurgle instead of Tzeentch? It seems his personal philosophy is more in line with Nurgle's than Tzeentch, according to what he says in Demon Slayer. So, Hellbrass's whole thing, we actually have his saga pinned in the Liber Chaotica, and the thing about Hellbrass is he, how do I describe it? He represents a very particular note within Tzeentch. Like it's kind of, I'll have to put a pin in that. I really need to. He's a surprisingly complex character.
Lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Guess I've been subbed for a bit. Love your stuff. Keep up the good work, bro.
Hey, Semi Pro Video Gamer, thanks so much for the 4 months. Will confirm my theory of why Be'lakor moved to the Warriors of Chaos. Oh, because the Demons of Chaos would have been too much work. Because they were like, dude, the demons. So I will say I had a very brief correspondence with a developer, and basically the way the conversation went was I asked like, hey, like, why, like, I think I know why Be'lakor can't be in the Demons of Chaos, but I will say that I'm pretty disappointed. And their response was something along the lines of like, in retrospect, we should not have called Daniel's faction the Demons of Chaos, because that's not what they are. Daniel's faction isn't really the Demons of Chaos. It's Daniel's warband is a more accurate description. Calling him the Demons of Chaos, I think ended up being a mistake from their perspective, because it put a lot of expectations on that faction.
Wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Hey Sotek, happy 8 months. What are your predictions for the Dark Elf start positions now that Rakarth has been moved?
Wohi3, thanks so much for the 8 months. Where do I think the Dark Elves are now? I think Lokir Felhart is going to be somewhere here off the coast of Cathay. Maybe he'll be like right at this river so he can attack End. Well, I mean, End's not around for a while, so I assume he's probably going to be somewhere off here, maybe near like the Jade River Delta, the plains of Shin or Mount Lee. So like somewhere in this ballpark by Korea, Warhammer Korea. Rakarth, I think Rakarth will go to Lustria. Either he'll go to the volcanic islands and the Star Tower where Teclis used to be, Or maybe he'll take over. Maybe he'll take over the Dark Elf faction that used to be out here. There's a Dark Elf faction on the western side of Ulthuan or Lustria. He might take over there. He could take over the Turtle Isles. That's true. That's true. I think any of those would be viable for Rakarth, but I suspect Lustria is where he'll end up. And then Hellebrand, Malekith, and Morathi are going to stay in the exact same place. Zero doubts about that. Malice. If they're going to put Malice somewhere based on his storyline, Malice should go to the Chaos Wastes. Somewhere in the Chaos Wastes. North or south. Doesn't really matter. Will the big rivers be sailable? I hope so. That's what the map seems to indicate. Quick question. Do vampires have souls? Yes. But their souls are disconnected from the ether. So they have souls, but their souls are basically completely and utterly trapped and can't go anywhere, which is good and bad. Depends on how you look at it. So yes, good to see you. But Mannfred von Karstein has a very notable pinned. If you go check out my newest video, The Nature of the Soul, which is a 30-minute lore video I released on the lore behind souls in Warhammer Fantasy, I talk about that.
What if the DLC adds like Hangron, Magnus, Mortarion, and Fulgrim, and we get Space Marines?
Mojo in the dojo, I liked you so much. Like, you came in here and it was so great to talk to you, and I was enjoying your presence. And now we're going to have to kill you, and that's regrettable. But you know, it was fun while it lasted. I really appreciate all the bits. You know, I really appreciate you being a part of the community for about 30 minutes or an hour, or whatever it's been. But we're gonna have to rip your heart out now. Just, you know, it's not personal. It's just business. You can't put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby. Do you think there will be a Confederation mechanic so Grombrindal can return to his known mountains? Dwarves have a Confederation mechanic. Dwarves get Confederation missions through the Book of Grudges. So I imagine that'll still exist in some shape or form. But yeah, Grombrindal going home is going to be quite a journey. Oh, thank you, Brandon. Yeah, Brandon's link in the video. So, hey, you know, maybe click that link and just like put it off to the tab and watch it later, or put it on your watch later list, you know, something cool like that. That'd be nice. Please, God, we need the views, please. Can you make the lore of time by mixing the lore of light and death? It would be a good place to start, but those alone would not get you where you needed to go. But that would be a clever place to begin.
Mojo underscore in the underscore dojo cheered. X100. Hey, now I play fantasy only on the tabletop.
I mean, that's great, but like, you know, we'll make sure to take good care of your minis. When you get to the bottom of the snake pit, could you like, you know, say hi? I haven't been down there in a hot minute. Ads again. I'm so sorry. Twitch being Twitch.
Greasus underscore gold tooth underscore of cheered. X100. They should add a combo ogre / halfling legendary lord to run pig barter town.
Greasus, why are you doing this to me, man? Why are you doing this to me? Apart from Neferata, what other Bloodline Lords do you think have a chance? I already know who the Bloodline Lords are going to be. I'm calling it now. They're going to do this because they know if they don't, I'm going to cry. I'm going to get really upset, and it's going to be a really cringe video that's just like, it's going to be really sad, and they don't want to watch that. Like, I've threatened CA multiple times with cringe, like nerd sobbing, and so far it's worked pretty well. So the Bloodline Lords will be Neferata will be the Lamian Lord, Zacharias the Ever-Living will be the Necrarch Lord, the Red Duke will be the Blood Dragon Lord, and if we wish really hard, we might be able to manifest WAAAGH Harken into existence. And then WAAAGH. What is WAAAGH? WAAAGH Bloody Tooth? Is that his last name? Will be the Strigoi character. Call him a shot. Jade Vampire? I think the Jade Vampires are actually going to be Vampire Coast, because that would give Vampire Coast a unique bloodline, and we could actually get, like, I don't know if you've ever heard about there's this really badass historical figure. There was this woman in China who became like a pirate queen, and she was like a super big badass, and I think basing a Jade Vampire pirate queen off of her, who's like a menace to Cathay, would be super badass and would be a really cool opponent for Yin-yin. Xingxi? Ever-Living is a lame name for a vampire. Well, he means he's like actually immortal. He's like, I'm not undead, I'm ever-living, because like, get on my level, nerds. Red Duke should be a legendary hero for Malobod. The Red Duke's stronger than Malobod is, though. Red Duke is like scary strong. Sotek, with Kairos not being able to see in the present, the other Lords of Change, can they see in the present? Yes. Yeah, all the other Lords of Change can see in the present just fine. But their ability to see the past or the future is terrible compared to Kairos. What do you think they'll do with Nagash? I think Nagash will be a very, very big moment for Total War Warhammer 3, who will release as the head of his own unique race. He will lead the Undead Legions, and he's going to be big. Xing Yi Sao? Did I say that right? Is it Sheng or Zheng or Sheng? No Malobod, please go. Oh, Malobod's cool. I like Malobod. They said Archaon will get new spells to be more tabletop accurate. So Archaon in tabletop could pick from the lores of Fire, Death, Metal, Shadow, or Zinch. So he's probably just going to have a mixed lore.
Another wretched
In7 Engineer 9000, thanks so much for the 5 months.
Cursed Sotek spawn.
Monkey Man, I have a question. Can you explain to me how the Night Haunts will play a role in Warhammer 3, or are they already there? Ooh. Okay, so Monkey Man, technically the Night Haunts already exist in Warhammer Fantasy. They are part of the Vampire Counts. They make up a subsection of the Vampire Counts, being the Banshee, the Black Coach, the Cairn Wraiths, and the Hex Wraiths. So, and the Spirit Hosts, which we don't have Spirit Hosts in game yet. But they are the spirit units of the Vampire Count roster. Are we going to see any of like the new spirits or like any of the characters like Lady Ollander or any of that? No, you will not see them in Total War Warhammer 3. They would have to wait until like a Total War Age of Sigmar game. Malobod to me is Elspeth to you. Ooh, those are fighting words right there. Quit posture checking me, chat. Fine. Jesus. I gotta move my mic. Do I think the Dawi will ever get their own legendary hero in the form of Valea? No, I don't. I think if the Dawi ever get a legendary hero, it's probably going to be Joseph Bugman. I think Joseph Bugman is a very, very, very high likelihood legendary hero for the dwarfs. Thankful is your Elspeth? Get out of chat. Ooh, I just like twinged my back. Is that a Sotek shirt? No, it's a Lizardmen shirt I got for Christmas, and it's very soft. I'm very fond of it. Which lores do you think should be added to the Total War Warhammer 3 factions? Well, we're still missing the Lore of Death and the Lore of Heavens for ogres. And that's it. that is it. What would you recommend for your first army? Oh, geez. You're just painting. You're thinking Seraphon are a very, very fun army to paint, but a lot of their models are like frustratingly out of date. Like if you're going to stick mostly with the dinosaurs, then yeah, absolutely go Seraphon. If you're wanting like actual troops, I would probably get something a little more modern, Simon. Because the Lizardmen they're kind of old. And a lot of their models are like the Skinks and the Saurus are a pain in the ass to put together. It depends. Like, are you wanting like a challenge, or are you wanting something that's like chill and pretty nice? You know, do you want the Dark Elves to get all their lores? Yes. I want everyone to have all of their tabletop lores. I want all the Slann. I want all the Wood Elves. I want all the Dark Elves. I want all the Ogres. No, not Shadow, Death. Heavens and Death. So for Ogre culture, the way their culture manifests, Butchers manifested 3 lores of magic outside of the Great Maw, which is that the art of tearing apart animals and carving them up, like hunting them and devouring all these bestial creatures and their spirits and stuff gave them an affinity for the lore of beasts. The constant butchery and devouring and chopping people up and killing things and working with corpses gave them a lot of control and manifestation, a relationship with the lore of death. And then the ogre's obsession with the stars, because they consider astrological signs to be holy, because the Great Maw was a comet, and that stays very relevant in their mind. Comets are a sacred thing, unholy ideal to ogres, and they study the stars to try and understand the Great Maw and its origin better. Because of that, they have an affinity for the lore of heavens. Ogre necromancers never existed. Would be absolutely terrifying if they did, though. There is a pseudo ogre necromancer, but it's a single guy, and he ate a necromancer who was about to kill him, and because the necromancer was mid spell and the ogre ate him, he like basically absorbed a bunch of necromancy and it made him really weird. So he like walks around and everything around him gets up. Yeah, Bra the Slave Lord. Bra. Hey, Bra. Bra. Alex Loeb, thanks so much for the 14 months. Fructus99, thanks so much for the Prime. I really appreciate it. Necro. Honestly, my first campaign is probably going to be Tehenowin. Unless there's something that just like blows my fucking socks off. Either that or Be'lakor. I'm really interested in Be'lakor. What if a huge Warpstone comet fell into the Great Maw? That's like hitting fire with fire. It's just gonna make it would just make everything worse, but it wouldn't actually do anything. Is Immortal Empires turning out to be what I hope? No, not at all, actually. It's turning out to be so much more. It's turning out to be so much more than I expected. I was not expecting some of these really dramatic start positions. I was hoping for, but I was not expecting the entire planet. This is amazing. This is amazing. But Simon, if you wanted a chill first army, painting wise, Nurgle is considered like one of the most friendly starter armies, so maybe Nurgle would be a good place to start. But like, basically stay away from anything that wears a lot of clothing or armor. Like, focus on factions that are very fleshy. You know what I mean? Do I think Gork and Mork forsook the Hobgoblins after their betrayal during the Black Ark Rebellion? No, I don't think Gork or Mork really gave a shit, to be honest. I think the Hobgoblins that are in the Hobgoblin Khanate still worship Gork and Mork. And I would bet there are shamans among them. Like, Mork loves betrayal. Mork would be like, that's a Morky move right there. Nighthaunt are two colored. Yeah, but Nighthaunt are very, very painful to put together. Speaking from personal experience, I love Nighthaunt. I play Nighthaunt in real life. That's my AOS army. They are a bitch. An absolute bitch.
Mojo underscore in the underscore dojo cheered. X1000. I'm gonna go eat some pizza now and get strangled because I also like 40k lore. See you later. Goodbye. Also, Khalida is the best character in Warhammer. Bye.
Mojo, thanks so much for all the bits. Wow, shit, that's a lot of bits. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. Enjoy your pizza. Please don't get strangled. It's okay to like 40k. Just don't... Dude, you're trying to manifest Space Marines in Warhammer 3? We got to be on guard, man. Games Workshop, if they could convince CA to do it, they would do it. Let's... Come on. We all know what GW's like when it comes to Space Marines. Thanks so much for coming by. I really appreciate all the support. And Khalida is an amazing character. I agree. If you haven't, Mojo, definitely check out The Serpent Queen by Josh Reynolds. You'll love it if you haven't read that yet. It's Morkin time. I can tell my voice is like, probably from that WAAAGH I did earlier. That was a big WAAGH. That was probably that was the biggest WAAAGH I think I've ever done. Plot twist, the Slaanesh just fat Space Marine chaplains. Wow. Wow, they really let themselves go, huh? 6,200 subs on YouTube. God damn, man, that's awesome. God, I gotta finish some stuff for you guys. There is so much shit I still gotta do. Lore Master, I've ordered the Greywater Fastest Dawi starter set, but I'm pondering on the color scheme. Any tips? Yeah, play Total War Warhammer. Grombrindal, wait for Immortal Empires to come out, and then... Oh, guys, hold on. One last thing real quick before I answer this. One last thing. How excited are y'all for us to get all of the old factions into the custom battles for Warhammer 3 so that we can actually play as all the sub-factions? Like, you can see all the sub-faction colorations when you're playing multiplayer. How fucking cool is that gonna be? Like, I could finally play with, like, the black-scaled Lizardmen. Like, there's gonna be so many bitchin' factions to play with. But anyway, yeah, when the Immortal Empires drops, hop into custom battles with the dwarfs and just check out all the different faction colors to find one you like, and then just copy that. Who do I think the Chaos Dwarfs are going to have for their lords? The Chaos Dwarf lords are more than likely going to be Drazhoath the Ashen.
Eshard here underscore Thalion cheered. X100. I will forever play as my boys in Ostland.
There you go, Thalion. There you go. I would say it's probably going to be Drazhoath the Ashen. Drazhoath the Ashen from the Tarmakon set. Then we're also going to get Astrogoth Ironhand. Astrogoth, absolutely going to happen. Astrogoth is definitely going to be Big Daddy. Probably Shartor the Executioner. Shartor the Executioner would be a very, very good change of pace, being a Bull Centaur Legendary Lord. And he is a Warhammer Fantasy character. He just his book never got released, but he got finished around the same time as like the Giant River Troll Hag and that kind of stuff, and they're in the game, so I don't see why he couldn't be. And then for the fourth one, it depends if they're going to make
Nocturnal cheered. X100. What's the most cruel or vicious thing the Dark Elves did or do?
I'll answer that in a moment. So the fourth character, it depends on if the Hobgoblin Khanate is going to be a thing or not. If the Hobgoblin Khanate is actually going to be a thing, then...
Necro12353 cheered. X1500. Just remember that 40k is far worse than Age of Sigmar or Fantasy.
Okay. Okay, it's not a contest. Hey, we're not children in an orphanage. We're not competing for scraps. Don't play favorites. Everyone has their thing. It's okay. Like we got enough to feed everyone. let's not shit on other people's hobbies to make our hobby seem cooler. We're fine. We're fine. Thank you for the bits, Necro. I appreciate it. There's plenty of soup. Okay, there's plenty of gruel. Anyway, if they are not going to do the Hobgoblin Khanate, then the Chaos Dwarfs, I think, would be awesome to have a Hobgoblin character, in which case Gorda's Backstabber. Gorda's Backstabber would be a fun Hobgoblin character for the Chaos Dwarfs, a Hobgoblin Legendary Lord. If they are going to do the Hobgoblin Khanate, therefore giving a Hobgoblin Lord to the Chaos Dwarfs would kind of be a moot point. In that case, I would say the fourth Chaos Dwarf Lord will probably be Zatan the Black, he's like a typical Dwarf Lord. So he's like a big melee guy as opposed to a Sorcerer Lord or a Sorcerer Prophet. Chat getting spicy? Chat's always spicy.
Josh V's cheered. X100. For Belakor's corrupted lords, do you think the lords will have different abilities depending on their source faction? Could have a ton of variety for the faction if so.
I highly doubt it. Josh versus. I would love that. But I highly doubt that. I assume they will get a randomized trait, but I could be wrong. It could be a trait based on what Warhammer human race they come from. That sounds like a bitchin' mechanic, though. I'm gonna be honest. The turning enemy human lords into demon princes by corrupting them, that is pretty sick. Oh, dude, there is almost assuredly going to be 4 Chaos Dwarf Lords. Because it's going to be on par, I think, with the Tomb Kings and the Vampire Coast. Dude, the Vampire Coast roster was way smaller than the Chaos Dwarf roster. The Vampire Coast roster was so much smaller than the Chaos Dwarfs, and we still got 4 of them. There's no reason they should not do 4 Chaos Dwarf Lords. I would say do Drazoath the Ashen, so you have your Sorcerer Prophet that rides on a big bull monster. You do Astrogoth Ironhand, so you've got the Mecha Sorcerer Prophet and kind of the OG. You get Shartor the Executioner, so you have a Bull Centaur special character. And then Gorda's Backstabber gives you a Hobgoblin. Those are 4 very different characters. You're more worried about map space? Bro, don't be worried about the map space. You got plenty of space. We got plenty of space. Your YouTube channel is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Oh, well, thank you. That's very sweet of you. Are there any non-human demon princes in the lore? No, only humans. We have never, ever, ever in a million years heard of a demon prince from another race. There was almost one, but a pact was made so that she could never ascend, and that was Takala the Denied, who is a very, very heavily mutated elf. Oh yes, the most cruel thing a dark elf ever did. Dark elves are pretty sadistic fucks, and they do a lot of really nasty stuff. If you want to be kind of a meme answer, I'll give you an honest answer, like a legit answer. But if you want a bit of a meme answer, my personal favorite.
X100.
Hold on a second.
Do you think one of the Chaos Dwarfs will start far away from the Dark Lands for another playing experience?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. I'm not saying there's gonna be 4 Chaos Dwarf Lords in the Darklands. That would be stupid. We don't have 4 Tomb King Lords in the Southlands. We don't have 4 Vampire Coast characters in Lestria. No, they'll spread them out. Maybe, I think we'll have like 2. I think we'll have 2 Chaos Dwarf Lords in the Darklands. If we get Gorda's Backstabber as a Hobgoblin Lord, he could go in the Eastern Steppes north of Cathay, and then they could put another character in Nagaroth or something. Anyway, so the meme answer, and I think the personal worst thing that the Dark Elves like to do to people, is the Witch Elves have this kink. I can only describe it as a kink. Because what the Witch Elves really, really like to do is they like to take a prisoner, a dude. It's almost always a dude, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a dude, and they bring him onto an altar, and they bind your limbs down, and they have sex with you. So the witch elf will start literally just riding you, and you're doped up with certain drugs to make sure things are happening. But the thing they do that's so dickish is that they kill you before you can finish. they blue ball you with death. they get you up to that level, and then right when they're like, oh, he's there, they slice your throat and they kill you and they sacrifice you to Cain. What? Y'all were so excited, chat. Y'all were so excited. Whoa, hey, no take backsies. Anyone who was volunteering, you're already committed. There's no backsies. No backsies.
Another wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Dr. Bloody, thanks so much for the 15 months.
With immortal empires.
What am I most concerned with right now? The thing I'm the most concerned with, I'm a little bit concerned.
Teaspoon of salt cheered. X100. What can you tell me about war dancers / blade singers / shadow dancers?
Hold on, I have to finish answering that one question, but I will get to that. Hey, Necro.
Necro12353 cheered. X400. Sorry 40k fans frown. I just have some friends that constantly talk about how it's better than fantasy. I need to realize that not all 40k fans are jerks.
Listen. If the 40k fans want to be lame, if they want to just be the lamest, dumbass nerds, that's their prerogative. If they want to be lame, if they want to be failures, that's on them. If you have to work that hard to defend your hobby, that kind of says something about your hobby. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, in reality though, what is the worst thing that Dark Elves really like to do? I don't know if it's like the absolute worst thing they have personally ever done, but something that Dark Elves are extremely fond of doing is they flay people alive. And that is not a haha giggle thing. Flaying Dark Elves take a lot of pride in flaying people alive, because for a Dark Elf, the key to flaying someone alive is that you really there's an art form to it in Dark Elf society. In Druchii society, how good you are at flaying someone alive, how long you're able to drag it out, how long you're able to make them suffer, without killing them. If you kill them during the act, you fucked up. You screwed it up. The goal is to make it as agonizing as possible for as long as possible. That's the art. Is that before or after the Sexan asking for a friend? Depends on the elf. Your mileage may vary. All right, what can I tell you about War Dancers, Blade Singers, and Shadow Dancers? Quick TLDR about them is that War Dancers, Blade Singers, and Shadow Dancers are the storytellers and the historians of Wood Elf society. So where other elves rely on books and libraries to tell their culture or write down records, the War Dancers are actually responsible for maintaining the culture and history of the Wood Elves. But they don't have books or history lectures about it. They instead put on performances. So they'll do these really intricate dances that are like kind of halfway between interpretive dance and halfway between like a really, really like intense play / musical. And they put on these performances that tell stories that have a lot of extreme importance to the Wood Elves, to remind them about certain cultural things, or to represent certain rituals, or to commemorate like a particular incident or battle, or to mourn the loss of someone very special to them, stuff like that. And they are the priesthood of WAAAGH, which WAAAGH is the god of tricksters. He's the elven god of tricksters. And if you're from 40k and you're aware of the god, oh shit, what is his name? The clown god. Harlequin god, whatever his name is. His original form from fantasy is Loic. But Shigarath, thank you. Yeah, Shigarath. So Loic is the OG version. And Loic is the god of dance, performance, history, and he's a trickster god that he has a big rivalry with Slaanesh. And among the elven gods, Loic is the only one who did, to our knowledge, never took a mortal avatar. The vast majority of the elven gods were either killed or took on mortal avatars to escape the predations of the dark gods, but not Loic. Loic actually kept on the run, and he maintained his godly form, and has a lot of really interesting notes and stories. But that's why a shadow dancer wields the lore of shadow. Is that they are manifesting prayers essentially of Loic.
The great work.
Happy Pig, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the 500. Oh wow, 500 bits. Damn, thank you very much. Necro, thank you again for the bits. Doesn't Loic literally steal back elf souls from Slaanesh? Sometimes. It's very rare, but occasionally if there is a soul that is a very great interest to Loic, so it's someone that was like really got Loic's attention, then he will steal them from Slaanesh. Yeah. He basically like sneaks up to Slaanesh's table and yoinks them and pieces out, much to Slaanesh's rage. How much political clout does Elspeth have in the Empire? Not a lot. Elspeth has a lot of political power within the city of Nuln itself, because she is very, very closely associated with Countess Emanuel von Leibwitz. So, like, because of that close relationship, she has a lot of political power within Nuln and therefore Wizenland itself. Outside of that, she doesn't have an inch of power. Like, she's a powerful wizard, so like she could force things to happen. And she's also very, very wealthy, so obviously she can kind of like make things happen, but like she can't force the Empire to do anything. She's not associated with the colleges of magic anymore. Like she's not willing to, she doesn't want the colleges of magic to have control over her, and she wants them to stay out of her business. So because of that, she doesn't have the authority of the colleges of magic on her side. So her power is very, very much contained to Nuln. And nobody would, Elspeth would never pardon Gorst. Elspeth would murder the shit out of Gorst so fast, because Elspeth is a death wizard. And the thing about death wizards is death wizards are super religious. They are the most religious of the wizards. And they are very, very, very passionate Morites. They worship the god of death. And you know what the god of death fucking hates? Necromancers. Great Fire, thanks so much for the 11 months. And yeah, dude, Volkmar is looking sick. Isn't Elspeth a vampire? No, she's just a woman that is so entrenched in death magic that the line, she kind of straddles the line between life and death, but she's not undead. She's just not fully alive. Is the Dark Elf practice of flaying related to Malekith having no skin? No, but that would be kind of hilarious. They just like torturing people. Question on the Empire provinces, and is there a recognizable difference to northern and southern provinces? Like, would Nuln/Wizenland make a more southern style to their culture and gear than the northern provinces? Oh, Hyos, yeah, there are huge differences between all the provinces. Culturally, environmentally, aesthetically, there are fucking titanic differences between all the provinces. From like the type of materials they use to the clothing they wear, the styles they go for, what's in culturally, like what the fashion is, very drastically different depending on where you are in the Empire, especially between provinces. It is like hilariously different. I mean, they have different accents a lot of the time, very different histories and cultures. Yeah, no, the provinces are like, if you've ever been to the United States, the provinces are like the states, where, like, yes, we are the United States of America, but each individual state is kind of more like almost its own country, in that it's really got its own shit going on, and very rarely thinks about or deals with the others when it comes to like culture and stuff like that. You know, it'd be like asking, is a New Yorker different from a Texan? Like, they're not even remotely similar. Hi, oh yeah. Actually, fun fact, I don't remember exactly where they are, but the chapter house of the Knights of the Blazing Sun has actually brought
magic in the lore like Tiddle Muncher, and if so, how?
Controls, giant river troll hags can use magic, yes, but only giant river troll hags. And they're like shamans. They have an innate sense for it. Happy Pig, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. Big Aggie, thanks so much for the 22 months. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Red Host. Please enjoy the emotes. Hope you're all having a great day. All you Americans are the same. Anyway, man, chat, y'all are busy today. Good grief.
_Golgans cheered. X100. Do you think dwarf engineers could help the Empire reverse engineer the steam tanks if they wanted?
If they wanted, yes, but the second a dwarf got anywhere near a steam tank, they would be like, what the fuck is this heresy against the art of engineering? What absolute moron created this thing? The dwarfs would look at it for like 2 seconds and be like, nah, son, this thing's an abomination. Okay, chat, we got some further notes from Creative Assembly on the Warriors of Chaos. First, both Warriors of Chaos and Norska can conquer anywhere in Immortal empires. However, Warriors of Chaos will have limited building options outside of special dark fortress settlements, which are placed at notable lore-appropriate locations across the map. Most notably in the Chaos Waste, but also in places like Middenheim and the Brass Keep. Woo! They also got some new tools that allow them to use allies and vassals to help shore up their less defensible areas. Oh, we got Chaos Fortresses! We got Chaos Fortresses! Shit, son. Dude, Warriors of Chaos are sounding like pretty fucking hype. Pretty fucking hype, dude. Where did I read that? In my Discord, which someone posted from another Discord. Hold on. Open link. There you go. Do dwarves have their own steam tanks? No. Dwarves would not use something like that because it would just be too experimental for right now. They have thunder barges. There was, the dwarves did create something that was very similar to a steam tank, but there was only one. And it wasn't really meant to be a weapon. It was more of, it was a drill, meant for, yeah, we have shard dragons. We don't need fucking steam tanks. We have dragons. They're not actual dragons. They're more like primordial lizards, but, the shard dragon. I want the shard dragon so bad, chat. So bad. Could you imagine how badass it would be for the dwarves to be the only faction that have a big monster that has the shit, what's it called? What's the rule where you don't give a shit if all of your friends die? Expendable. Let the dwarves be the only monster, only faction to have an expendable monster. That would be hilarious. What about those steam wagons dwarves use in going to the Chaos Waste? I believe with the backstory of Gotrek. Those were invented by a very, shall we say, adventurous group of engineers. With Thoric, like the Shard Dragon, yes, because they use ancient, really powerful ancient rune magic. I mean, Malachi Mackeson was responsible for those things, along with Gotrek and Snorri. Do I have a recommended reading order for getting into Warhammer books? Gotrek and Felix. Start with Gotrek and Felix. Unless there is a particular race that you're like, I really want to read this race, or about this race, in which case I would change my recommendation. But if you're just completely brand new to Warhammer Fantasy and you're like, I have no idea what's going on, I just want to start reading, Gotrek and Felix is the way to start. Would I like to see Emmanuel as the Lord for Wisdom? Yeah, that'd be cool. Wait, Emmanuel? No, Elspeth. It should be Elspeth. Emmanuel von Leibowitz? Nah, she's not a fighter. Emmanuel von Leibowitz is a politician. Who is the stronger Death Wizard, Archon the Black or Elspeth? Probably Archon. I would say Archon is a stronger Death Wizard than she is. Isn't the Black Hearts Omnibus good? Yes, and they're re-releasing it. Oh, they're about to re-release it. The Black Hearts Omnibus is so fucking good. If you're a fan of Critical Role, it's basically like a Critical Role campaign, but in the Warhammer world, contained in a trilogy. It's very, very good. Entropy, no. No. Troll Slayer, which is the first Gotrek and Felix book, is a collection of short stories that ends with like a half story, and then every book after that is like a full novel that has like a self-contained story. The reason the first book is like that is because Gotrek and Felix originally started as short stories that would be released in White Dwarf articles. And so when they decided to make a book out of it, they took all the White Dwarf articles that was like part of Gotrek and Felix and kind of explained who they were, and they combined them all to make the first book. Bro, okay, hold up. You asked me if I wanted Emmanuel, and I said no because we should get Elspeth. I am suggesting replacing a proposed woman character with a different woman character. You should have kept reading. You didn't like... Oh, yeah, no. Just listen. Get to Skaven Slayer. Get to Skaven Slayer, and then you can go from there. Are the Border Princes basically Border Troll? No. The Border Princes... the Border Prince fiefdoms. It's basically a wild west where bandits and corrupt lords and people that have been banished from more dignified or civilized places flee to, where it's a realm where everyone is desperately trying to survive in these little like self-made kingdoms that's constantly at war with itself. And ownership of land is constantly changing as new border princes pop up, killing and assassinating old ones or showing up with caravans to build their own castles. No, the border princes are called the border princes because a really long time ago, Bretonnia declared an errantry war against the Greenskins, and they pushed the Greenskins all the way out past the border princes, and they pushed them to the far east. They pushed the Greenskins really far out. It wasn't crazy long ago, but it was a ways ago. And when they did that, the Bretonnians started building a bunch of castles along this new land, the border, so to speak, with the Black Gulf. And so they built up all these castles and fortresses that were basically meant to act as staging points for further wars. And then the Bretonnians got their asses horribly kicked by Morglum Necksnapper. And when Morglum Necksnapper kicked the shit out of the Bretonnians decided, they were like, all right, we did enough. And so they decided they were done. They went back home. And the Border Princes never was able to remain very well under control of Bretonnia. So nowadays it's just this wild west of all these different crazy people who are basically constantly grasping for power. It's a mess of a place. Like, politically, the Border Princes is the most fucking messiest place in the world. When Bahamut Beastslayer is added, where do you think he'll be? I don't know if we'll get the Bahamut the Beastslayer as much as I would love to see him. Where would I send him, though? if I got the Beast Slayer, I would want him out on an errantry war somewhere. Maybe near the Darklands. There's some pretty famous Bretonnian storylines that involve them fighting the Ogre Kingdoms. So maybe he could like be leading an errantry war out east. That could be pretty fun. Yeah, the Border Princes was literally designed for you to put your own characters there. There are a couple of famous characters in the Border Princes, but the vast majority of them are kind of nameless people, so you could put your own guy in. The only famous ones that I can think of at the top of my head are Leopold the Black, who's originally from the Empire, and Gashnag the Black Prince, who is a Strigoi vampire lord pretending to be a handsome... he's basically the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Hyos, Malachi did take on a teaching position known for a little while. I don't think he kept it for super crazy long. But after his, the Spirit of Grogni got him a lot of really awesome positions. Are there more units for Bretonnia and Tabletop? No, they have their full roster. However, there are other things in the lore they could theoretically get.
Teaspoon of Salt cheered. X100. Are there examples of wizards blending multiple laws of magic outside of high magic?
Yep, it's called dark magic. There you go. But any lore of magic that is not one of the primary 8 is either caused by combining different lores of magic or taking a lore of magic and influencing it with like prayer or the influence of a god. That's the only way you can get magic other than the big 8. If it's not the big 8, then it's either god influenced or they're mixing lores together or both. Any lore on the Sybarites? They are a Slaaneshi cult from Warhammer Fantasy RPG 2nd edition. Not off the top of my head. Not from fantasy. I know them in AOS, but I don't know them in fantasy. I'll refund your points on that. I'd have to go crack open some books and reread some stuff. Whether through geography or diplomacy, what 2 factions fight with each other the least out of all the factions? 2 factions that I have never, ever found any record whatsoever of them fighting are the Wood Elves and the Lizardmen. I have never read a single story where the 2 of them fight. The Wood Elves, as far as I've read, have never gone to Lustria. The Lizardmen have never gone to Athel Loren, and the 2 of their goals are extremely aligned. So the 2 of them fighting, the odds of that happening would be very, very low. How are the Dark Elves so evil but don't serve chaos? You can be a complete asshole and like just the shittiest piece of shit that ever lived across the planet without serving the Dark Gods. Because maybe you're too selfish, or you think they're scary, or you're too arrogant, or whatever. The Elves worship their own pantheon. They have their own kind of evil gods, so to speak. They have the underworld gods, the Sithai. And the Sithai are pretty fucking nasty. So like they worship their own gods. They don't have an interest in the dark gods. Morathi likes manipulating Slaanesh quite a bit. She likes teasing Slaanesh. But yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of terrible people that don't necessarily serve chaos. Like their actions might inadvertently help chaos, but like they're not active worshippers. Has there ever been a good Skaven of any sorts? Thankwol, technically. He killed more Skaven than probably anybody else. Skaven, like Thankwol is responsible for wiping out Under Altdorf. He's also... Thankwol's done a lot of hilarious shit. Living Legend and Ponsford, good to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Pusfume? Well, Pusfume is amazing, but he was also horribly threatened into that position, and he's also a fan character. Do you think Morathi will spread Slaanesh corruption? Yes. Yes, I do. Like, if they're gonna use the Cult of Pleasure version of Morathi, then she's gonna be Slaanesh themed. Where's Nagash's body now? Sitting on its throne, or sitting on his throne in Nagashazar, though he's missing his hand. And he is currently inert. He is not active. Was there any good or not just awful Dark Elf? Yes. Malekith's personal assassin, Urian Poison Blade, he was undercover as a high elf for a very long time. He actually was one of Tyrion's tutors. By all accounts, he was actually a pretty good elf. Urian was not crazy awful. Now, when he was like in assassin mode, yeah, he could get pretty terrifying. And he definitely, you know, but like, he wasn't all that crazy. Who has Nagash's hand? Hey, y'all know that Regiment of Renown for the vampire counts called the Claw of Nagash? The Regiment of Renown Mortis engine? Do you wonder why they call that Regiment of Renown the Claw of Nagash? Would you like to guess?
Joins the red host.
It's just Gen 7. Thanks so much for the 4 months. Oh yeah, so what am I most concerned about for Immortal Empires? Honestly, just the turn times. The turn times is probably the only thing I'm genuinely worried about right now. Why just the hand? Because Nagash's hand was the only thing that escaped his initial destruction, and it has survived as an artifact. And his body is blown up a lot, but his claw, his hand, has remained intact all this time. Would I rather have Egrim von Horseman be Warriors of Chaos or Tzeentch Mono? It depends on how they're going to handle this DLC. If my theory is correct and the new Warrior of Chaos characters are going to be Warrior of Chaos Lords, then Egrim von Horseman would be a Warriors of Chaos character. But the Blue Scribes would be a Tzeentch character. Like, I don't think the turn times are going to be that bad. I honestly don't, but I am worried about it. Isn't Corrin Darkham pretty okay for a Dark Elf? By Dark Elf standards, yes. He's pretty awful, though. Like, still. Do Zotes like Lizardmen? We don't know exactly what their relationship is, to be honest. It's actually one of the things that's speculated on, but it is likely that the two of them are old allies. Though whether or not they'd still be allied nowadays is difficult to say. God, there's so much crazy news coming out of the Discord in there. There's a lot of really cool shit coming out of the Discord, so I'm gonna have to make some videos. There's so much work to do. All right. Do Zotes like goats? No, they hate goats. Did I break down what the end times are? No. Not right now. I'm so sorry, not right now. The end times are very long. Yeah, dude, CA is like really spoiling some of the Warriors of Chaos stuff, I'm gonna be honest. Do I think Abarash will ever have a chance to make it in? Personally, I do not. I think Abarash is likely to show up as like an event or like a Easter egg, but I don't think he'll be playable. I think if they're gonna do another Blood Dragon, they'll do Wallach. Wallach is the much more famous like leader of what the Blood Dragons currently are. because it was Wallach Harkin that established Blood Keep. Has Helmengorst ever cured his brothers? No, they stayed zombies until Helmengorst was murdered by a witch hunter. How much money get you to play Gorst first? How much are my student loans? Do I think Skulltaker will be in with Immortal Empires? Like a new character? No. That'll be a DLC. Like Uzul? Skulltaker, the demon character? No, that'll be a DLC. You ain't got that kind of money? Yeah, neither do I. What's my degree in? Yeah, you know, that would have been nice to actually get something for all that money I spent. I mean, I'm educated. I'm very well college educated, but do I have a piece of paper? Sadly not. Though it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault, okay? I was on my senior year of my music education degree, and I got a really bad throat injury that made it where I couldn't play anymore. I couldn't play my wind instruments anymore. So I had to very hard course correct my life, which led to 3 more years of schooling that went nowhere. But anyway. Clarinet? Yes, I did play clarinet. How did you guess? Actually, I consider myself a bass clarinet player, but obviously I did play clarinet as well. Are there any canon Skaven clans that reside in Dark Elf territory? Yes, 100%. Do I know any of their names off the top of my head? Nope. What was my other schooling? I went to West Texas A&M University for 3 years. I completed 3 years for music education and performance. And then I went to North Texan Community College, no, NCTC, North Central Texan College, something like that, where I just got some, like, a bunch of my remaining basics out of the way. And then I went to Texas Christian University, which is not actually a religious school. They may pretend they are, they're not. It's a very nice school. I went there and I studied child development for 2 years, and that was it. Do I still jam out sometimes? No. But I would like to change that. It's just kind of one of those things. It's one of those, like, very intimidating bikes to get back on. You know what I mean? Now that Be'lakor is Warriors of Chaos, and assuming the DLC is Warriors of Chaos as well, that means 8 lords. Yep, probably 8 lords. It doesn't matter though. Like, guys, let's discuss this for just a moment. It doesn't matter where the characters go. If they're a like Valkia, let's take Valkia the Bloody for instance, right? If Valkia the Bloody is a Warriors of Chaos Lord versus a Demons Lord, the difference is minimal. It's very itty bitty bitty. It would just mean that if she's a Warriors Lord, that means that she's going to have, like, an easier access to the Warriors roster, but she's still going to be able to recruit demons because we know Sigvald can. Whereas if she's a Demons character, she's going to have easier access to the demons, but presumably still be able to recruit warriors. Like, I feel very confident we're getting 8 Warriors of Chaos Lords, but it doesn't matter though. You live in DFW, went to music camp at TCC. Nice. Except from Thanquil, are there any other Skaven characters I'd like to see added to the game? Based on a conversation I had in a bar with a some CA devs back in the day, there is a minuscule chance we might get a Clan Pestilence DLC, which would be really cool, and get Lord Nurgle and a bunch of new and Pestilence would actually get fleshed out because they're actually missing quite a few things. And also, I would really like to get Screech Vermin King, the special character Vermin Lord, as a legendary hero, like Lord Croak. When I get my injury, did I not want to switch to strings or percussion? Bitch, I was collegiate level, and I was very, very good at a wind instrument. And you can't just switch to strings or percussion. It doesn't work that way. How many legendary lords do we have right now? 87? 89? I actually just saw it a second ago. Hold on. 86. There are currently 86 legendary lords. Because we're like fucking League of Legends up in this bitch. Will fishmen be considered chaos or destruction? I think they should be destruction. We have enough chaos factions. We're good on chaos. Thank you very much. Have I noticed Sylvania has changed? Yeah, it's north and south now. Do I think Mannfred will still be there? No. Do you think we'll get Vermin Lords for AOS? Yes. Though I don't know if we'll get all of them. Do I want Vardek Krom? Yes, as a legendary hero. Nah, bro, League has 150 chance. I know, but we're gaining on them. This is kind of a weird one, but it's always bothered me that Widowmaker is as strong as it is and climactic as it is, and Emmy and Galmaraz feels much weaker despite, as I know, being pretty comparable in power levels. Could you see Galmaraz rework when it's made stronger but only rewarding for uniting all the empires? Too iconic to keep off the... Ooh. You know, Brock, that's a tricky question. Yeah, the funny thing, honestly, is that Galmaraz was really fucking scary in tabletop. But they really dumbed it down for Total War, just for balance reasons. If you had Galmaraz at its like tabletop level of power, not even its lore level of power, just its tabletop level of power, I mean, that motherfucker would just destroy you. It was like if you hit, you automatically wounded, did I think like D3 wounds, and it ignored armor, which is just fucking crazy. But that being said, because it's only tied to Karl Franz, I don't think it's advisable to make it like super cheesy. I know it kind of ruins like the feel of it a little bit, but like could Galmaraz be stronger? Yes, absolutely. But should it be as powerful as the Widowmaker? Probably not. Because you have to remember, the Widowmaker comes at a price. Holy shit, it's noon. How long have we been streaming, fam? 2.5 hours? I gotta go, guys. I'm so sorry. I know we're having a lot of fun. I gotta go. I got stuff to do, and I got videos to make. There's so much shit I still gotta talk about today, because all this new crap coming out from CA, and I gotta let my voice rest as well. I don't know if y'all can hear it, how gravelly my voice is getting, but it is, it's getting rough.